Welcome gamers to DotAGE, which is a really charming city builder with a mass of procedural different elements to it. A very, very unique game. Really quite amazing actually. All built by a single developer, Michele Pirovano. Beautiful game. This is an incredibly good game. It's a real gem actually. You'll sort of see as we start to play it. You'll know very quickly if it's the sort of game that you like. Anyway, let's just go and play. Everything is really well considered, and there's so much that is procedural in it that it means that every run is different as well, but it's very simple, the mechanics, so it works very, very nicely. Now I'm just going to go and play a new game. And we're going to be playing on hard mode. So playing hard through here. I'll explain what goes on when we get into it. I'll just sort of skip past all of this sort of stuff. It says it's merciless. It gets there, but it doesn't start off merciless, but it's sort of fun to play. You know, until you can't, basically. It's about sort of like the strange things that befall your village. Now, I will point out, I don't love city builders. I play them occasionally. I hate real-time strategy city builders where when disasters happen, all it is a click fest trying to fix things up. This is not that at all. Yet there are a lot of things that do before your village, and so you've got to look after those sorts of things as well. But it's fun because the whole game is completely turn-based, so there's no rush at all. You basically do what you have to do each day. You then end the day, and then it goes to the next day, and then you sort of get the results of whatever has actually happened. So, and it's just very, very pure. So anyway, they're just coming back out now. I'll just sort of scoot past all of this. The premise is this last guy through here is called Matus. He is the village elder, and he's forgotten. He's had a prophecy that the doom is coming, but he's taken some villagers away to set up another thing to try to save them. So the whole idea is that he builds up a village to save them from the prophecy which will be coming. So that's sort of like where everything sort of comes with the actual game itself. But he's forgotten most of his stuff, and so as he remembers things, he then is able to introduce them to the village, and then that is how we get procedural elements into the actual game itself. It's a really nice idea. Anyway, we'll just get them, he's just going to tell them to start working, and we'll just get through all of this stuff, get straight to work, blah, blah, blah. Right, the first thing we need to do is construct what's called the bivouac, or basically the starting hut for the villagers. It has to be near food. These are food underneath where my cursor actually is, and so I can build anywhere through here because this is then attracted to the actual food. This isn't bad there. We get 3 of the berries there. There's a lot of berries in here. It's too much in there. We can eventually get all this stuff anyway, so we don't have to worry too much about it. What I really want to start with is some open areas. I want to get a fair bit of food, like 3 food looks good to me, and then other areas for building as well. So this one does give me a good start. Even that gives me probably even a better start. I've still got the 3 berries. I've still got access down into here near the forests. So there, yeah, and I can then start to expand from there. We don't get any chickens, but we don't get any value from chickens initially. So I think we'll just start at this location. We also get the forest at the top there as well. So let's go and position the bivouac there. So they'll all come in, and we can zoom in and out. Like that's the furthest zoom. This is all we have that we can then go and deal with. This is actually not too bad. This is inaccessible to us, but the others are accessible. I'll talk a little bit. I was thinking, should I just go through? I think just go very, very briefly through the user interface, and then we'll actually open it as we need it. Here is your resources. We can have a maximum of 40 resources. At the moment, we just have berries. We actually have berries over through here as well. Now, we get 4 berries for each person that's foraging from here, and just 5 turns of berries before they run out. So we need to get established pretty much. Well, we've got 3 of them in here. So that's 15 turns. We're going to be chomping through 4 of these because we've got 4 villages you can see up through here. So that's the resources. Back over through here is we have our pips, and just gives us a summary of we've got pips available for work, busy pips that are currently working, and then pips that cannot work. We also have a pips recap, which is really quite interesting or quite important. Ultimately, this allows you to then really have a good look at each of the actual pips as to what they do, what their ailments, quirks, and relationships actually are over time. And these will develop over the course of the game, which is, again, really quite charming the way everything has been done. Down through the bottom here, this is the end of turn. the warning that we have 4 pips available at this point in time. This is our build queue, which we'll start off with this one and have a bit of a look to see what we can do. You've got your settings down through this side. You've got your Agepedia, which I strongly suggest that you look at that one as you're playing, and we'll be doing that as well. When things actually come up, I'll use that to explain why we're doing things. And then we've got any hints that you may want to read there again. These are done in a very, very nice way, by the way. Nothing is onerous with the game. It really is quite cool. Let's just start building. Now, these form into food, raw, as in like, wood or metals or anything else we might need to get, dwellings, services, and tasks. Now, the first thing we want to be really doing is getting the services set up. So we'll just go to services, and we then have a study. Now, there's different types of buildings for getting research, and again, it's random, so you don't know what you're going to get. Now, when I placed the bivouac, I was trying to place a position so I had a free area maybe over here that I wouldn't need to have anything else nearby, because one of these research buildings can't have anything next to it. This one here is cool because it requires a dwelling within one of it. Now, if we have 2 dwellings, we don't get double the benefit. But what we have is if we build this one, it has to be built next to a dwelling. So we're just going to position it somewhere close to where we are here. So I'm just going to go and position that one. It can only be around the bivouac, so I'll just go and position that one there. So one of them will now go off to start to sort of work on that one. We still need to have one of them at least going in and foraging, and I think I will do that. So we'll just go across and forage just click on the forage. So one of them will now run into there. The other thing that we'll then go and do is we'll get from the tasks, we then have a signpost. This extends our borders out, and I just wouldn't mind just starting that process. So I think I'll start over here. I'll have a bit of a look to see if I can, what that gives me. It gives me all of this stuff. It gives me those chickens ultimately as well. It does extend up this way. Yeah, that's the best place to go there. So I'll just go and get that one done. And we've still got one more pip that's not being used. You do want to use up all of your pips. I could either do more foraging, but really what I want to be doing is growing my village initially. So I'll go into the dwellings, and I'll just go and build a cabin. Now the cabin doesn't really matter where I place it, I don't think, so I'll just go and place it, say, in here. There are some buildings that will need to have cabins nearby, so maybe I'll position it over here. So we'll just go and place that one there. In the next turn, we're going to have a lot of space around this. Now, these are just for new pips. Okay, so that's all we need to do this turn. We've now got all of our pips are now busy. Happy days. Let's just end the turn. So the foraging then happens. They built this one. This one's still got one more turn. They then eat the food. We're still back to the 20 berries that we had started with. There are different food as well available to you. Like each start is random. So sometimes you'll have blueberries where you get a bigger yield but for less time. There's all sorts of different things. Yeah, there's also strawberries, I think, sometimes in the tree line. Which we don't actually have in through here. So this is now extended out through this other side. We now actually have chickens that are now inside our territory. Not that that matters that much at this point in time. We now have 3 pips that are busy. One of them is now researching, and we now need to choose the research. And this is really a very, very interesting part of the game. So let's have a quick look at this one. We start off with cultivation. We have growth, community, education, and construction. It's a good idea to see what you've got and what's available. So under cultivation, we started off with a forager, which has got the blue line around it. We do start off, in this case, with a tomato field that we can go and get. And if we get a tomato field, if it's within +2 of a water maker, it will then give us +2. So it will give us an output of 2 more than what it would normally be. And so at the moment, what this would then do is once we build a tomato field, it would for 6 turns give us 2 tomatoes, but if it's near a water maker, some sort of water maker, it's going to then be 4 tomatoes. So that's actually a good one for us to aim for fairly early. We have a herb picker, which will then give us medicinal herbs. We have a tilled soil, which will then allow us to basically build the farms up a bit better if we needed to. So there's no real gain for that one. But then over through here, this is our crude well. So what this one does is it gives us basically one bucket of water, and it's times 2 during any water event. So if this is like rain or something like that, we're going to get double the water yield. So it doesn't need to be near anything, and it does heal 1 burning pip with water if we do have water. Now we're going to need to get this, and we're going to need to get this, and we're going to be wanting this to be near this one. So that's the cultivation. For growth, we then actually have things, for example, like the hunting tent, the chicken pen, so it holds different chickens. This one here is just going to be for hunting the chickens down, and so that's within 2 of that particular building. And we've got a lot of chickens, and so we'll probably end up making good use of that eventually. Community, we actually have, these are different buildings that we then get. We don't need many of these early. This one here is a good one to get early though, the meeting point. What this one does is it gives you happiness by having the meeting point, or what's it called? I think it's called, yeah, maybe it's called hope, I think, is the actual resource. It's the opposite of fear. So as fear events come in, you can then counter them with the meeting point. And again, this then opens up other things back underneath and through here. This is more like weather events where we end up getting some cold. So if we get the fan built, we can then actually generate cold. And we then actually have another one, scrub fire, which heals wet pips with hemp, and does attract fire events. But this one will give us, we can burn 2 hemp and get 2 fire elements essentially. Now these are used later on in the game, as you'll sort of see. Education, this is where it is random. We don't know what sort of study we're going to get, and then this sets off a whole other train of different buildings that are all sort of random. And so the study was the one that does have to be right next to a dwelling to be built. And then back over through here we have a remedy rug where we can use hemp to then go and actually go and do some healing. So this is more for healing. Construction, we then actually have a clearing for the ground in through that side. We've got ourselves a signpost. Over through here, we actually have a stone gatherer, so it needs to be requires stones to range within 1 for it to then to work. Back over this other side, we've got a workbench, which will give us more sort of high level wood. This one here is just a wood pile, which just goes and collects 2 wood. So that's everything. I think at this stage we might go with the crude well and just start to get that one established, and we'll go for the food. So we'll start to get the food established. So we'll just do that one, and then it will be there, and you can see there it's going to be 5 turns before we get that particular one. Now, this is an area, if I just click over that one through there, this has got underground water, which is where the water well can then go. So the areas around here will have to be where the tomato farms end up going. So we're going to need to, there's more down there actually as well. So we could extend this down and then grab these territories. There's more over there. It looks like we've got a bit of, sometimes there won't be any at all on the map, but in this case we've got a few down this way. So this will be where our tomato farms actually end up going. Just thinking ahead. Now we've still got 3. We've got 3 busy pips, 1 pip available, and so we've still got 9 wood. Just trying to think. We probably do want to end up heading down this way. Yeah, I might just well, even that one's actually still okay. So what else should we build? Let's have a quick look and see what else we can do. So we get a forager. This will then give us seeds ultimately, or hemp, or berries. I think we'll go and build that, and I might just build that in amongst here. So let's just go and build a forager at that location right there. So we'll get the forager done. And we're chomping through the wood here, so we will have to get a wood pile as well fairly soon. That's everyone. Let's just end our turn. The game very slowly ramps up, so it just takes its time. At the end of the day, they go inside. You can actually turn off this night cycle if you just want to keep on playing day after day. If you're sort of impatient. I'm not impatient. I do like these games. I like the immersion of them. The fact that it's not real time, I like. So I'm just going to keep on going. All right, so we've still got the other one has now finished building the house. We want to go and get a baby as quickly as possible. So I'm going to stop the forager. So we've got the forager in through this side. I'm just going to tell them to stop doing what they're doing. Now that should have done it. Yeah, we've got 2 pips now available. The house, I'm going to right click on the house, and then I'm then going to go and click on make a baby. Any two pips, they look like they're both male, but it won't matter. Make a baby, off they go, bring each other flowers, and they'll then go and have a baby overnight. That's all we need to do this turn. A baby pip. So they come back out again, and there's a new little character. So we've got a new character now, which will then be another pip for the village. The babies don't work for about 4 turns, and so that one's sort of working out okay. Now I can't make another baby in there while there's an existing baby. If I right click on that, I can't do it. A child is already growing up here. So we'll do that again afterwards. So we've now still got the 2 pips outside through here, and when I hover over this particular unit, if I press shift, I can then actually see certain things. So 4 turns before that baby becomes an adult. The others, it's just telling their names. But it's in this case, we want to go and get someone foraging again. Now at the moment they're getting hemp. Now I want to get seeds because I want to have that for the tomatoes eventually. So I'm just going to go and right click on the building and then just go to the change production. So it's going to change the cycle. And I can then choose what I want to do. I can either go for hemp, I can go with seeds, or I can go with berries. Now we're now going to be going through more berries than what we have because we're now feeding a baby. So I'm just going to go with seeds initially just to get that one under control. So, or maybe berries just for a little while. Actually, no, I'll go with seeds because I'll probably be wanting to. I've got so many berries anyway. I won't need to worry about them once we get going. Okay, that's fine where that is. Confirm. So that's now done, and we've still got one more that we can now go and place to do something else. We may go and grab a wood pile, I think. So we'll just go back into raw and just get ourselves the wood pile. All right, they're all working. End our turn. So now we see that we're getting seeds per turn. Now, all of them are now working, doing different things. We're getting the research done, we're getting the berries being picked, but we're going backwards slightly. We're now starting to pick up some wood at this point in time. We're getting seeds, which we don't really need to have too many of those, so we might sort of close this one down in a turn or two. Or we can change it again to berries if we are desperately sort of needing it. But I might as well pick up the easy berries through here if we do need to do that. So I think I'll just end my turn again, actually. Right, in they go. Now we've run out of berries here, so she's now gone to the next berry bush, so she'll just keep on doing that. We are going to need to ultimately get the tomatoes established, so we'll just keep on sort of moving our way through. One more turn, and we then get the crude well. That will then start to give us water. We've still got no more free of these, so let's just end the turn again. The simplicity does ramp up, so just be aware of that. Research completed with the crude well. Spring is the easiest of the seasons as well. All right, so we've got those now sort of all back in there again. We need to get more research, so just go back across. So we now have this one. We can go down into here. This would then give us 2 if we ended up with a well. And, yep, so we get ×2 again if we ended up with water events. Heals 2 burning pips. I don't think I'll worry about that one so much. I think we will go across, just have a quick look at the others and just make sure. We could get the hunting tent. It does then open up the barbecue, which actually wouldn't be bad because we've got so many chickens nearby. So I might actually grab that one. That's 7. Actually, I'll just have a quick look back into here. This is 7 as well. But the fact that we've got this now established, I might go that way. Oh, which way should I do it? Community. Actually, I want to get this. I want to be ahead of the game with this particular building, so I'm going to grab that one now. This is the meeting point. It's charming little pixel art too. I really like what's been done with the game. It's exceptionally good. It's very relaxing, but it does ramp up. Okay, so we have the baby is now grown up, and I'm going to just grab another one here. So let's just go and get her, and we'll just go back into here again, and we'll just use the next two to then just go and create more babies. Actually, I might get rid of the forager now. I'll just get him back onto the onto the bushes. This is fine. We're building these back up. We've already got now 12 seeds, which is fine. We're not going to need them too early. Just keep them sort of going. So we need to keep we don't want to have too much population because we have to feed them, but we need enough to get the work done. So everyone is now working or doing things, having babies. All right, so we've got 6. Now that's the maximum for this particular building, and we've got another baby now coming in 4 turns. So we now have the 2 that aren't doing anything. I'm not going to leave them back in through here. I'm going to start to build other things now. So let's just go back out and get the signpost. And we were thinking of bringing the signpost down to pick up this sort of area. So I think we'll actually get a signpost built in here, just to allow the farming to sort of then take place. And what else should we build? We now actually have the crude well as well, so I'll go and get that one built. That's everyone now working. Now we're using 6, so we're now going through the berries faster than what we had before. So what I better do is, this will be here in another turn, is I better go back and get 2 of them now working on berries, or we open this right up. So I might actually open this up. So get a few more berries established in through there. So everyone working. Oh, here we go. Prophecy. So this is random. We get random type, or sort of, it's semi-random. Okay, the apocalyptic vision. I remember it vividly. So everyone gathers around while he tells them what's going on. The visions came to me. I saw the future, and the world is doomed. The apocalypse is coming. You brought us here to die? Don't be stupid. We're here for a reason. We can stop this. Tell me about my prophecy, says Matus. So this is actually the what's going on through here. So we're at the 10th day, back over here. And so according to what I saw, we will encounter many events in the near future. And so we have different events come up. Now the actual, what they are is basically going to be a random event that comes at these different times, but around a particular theme. So I foresaw an omen. The domain's threat will increase, and nothing can be done about that. It will be tied to the fear domain. So there'll be some sort of omen that will come around to do with fear. Then there'll be another event. So I foresee an unknown event. We'd better prepare the village for it, to influence its outcome. It will be tied also to the fear domain. So we've got another fear domain event through there. We can then hover up through here. It then goes across to this side. So I foresaw a season event. So temperature is bound to change. It will be tied to the heat domain. So we're going to have a heat problem at that point. And then we have another one back over through here, which is another fear domain. I foresee a doom event. You know that it will be stronger than usual, but it can still be influenced. It will be tied to so that one's also tied to the fear domain. So these are all the fear domain areas, and to get through those, we need hope. So this is why we need that meeting area. This is the next month, so it goes from spring to summer, and so we then end up essentially with the where we sort of see these are the prophecies that are being sort of espoused. So the fear column is this one through here. The seasonal column is this one over through here. There's other ones as well that will sort of impact us slowly over time. But this is what we have to then go and survive. So this is 15 days into summer. It's sort of where we end up having the major bad event. And so that's where we are. We'll just get rid of that one. So this is the prophecy. So we've got one coming in about 5 days, tied to the fear domain. You said we find a new life here. Disrespectful fool. Are you calling me a liar? Work hard and the dooms can be defeated. This is what I saw. So we now sort of have a bit of a feel for what's coming up. We know how to combat it. We have to combat it with hope. And so we have to sort of work towards getting those things established. Now that we know about the prophecy, we need to work hard to survive. And so this is now the different aspects that are shown in that will then appear at the top. So I see we've been cursed, an omen is coming for us. Something bad is going to happen. So here we go. So essentially we have 5 days before the next event actually does come. Now at the moment it's a 50-50. You currently have a 50% chance of obtaining a good event based on the current threat. You need 3 more hope to get to 100%. Now the first event will actually not, from what I can see, it's always bad. It's not really, but not terribly bad. It seems to sort of not be all that random. But I mean, I may be wrong. Maybe I just got these, similar events each time. They're different, but there's nothing much we can do about it. Now we have this area here does not have anyone working in it. We need to get more food. And what else can we build? There's nothing new. There'd be a star next to something if we could build something different. I'd want to get another house, to be honest. And I want to get another researcher as well. I think the house is probably the most important thing. So I'll build another house back over here somewhere. Just near where the chickens are. Let's get that one established. Bit worried about these. We're going back at 2 per turn, but I can always just flick somebody else, like out from, for example, the wood, and bring them across. Oh, we're getting water now as well. Now I don't need to. I've got the water coming at +2 at this point in time because we're on that sort of like little area. Research complete for the meeting point. That's good. That starts our hope. All right, I hope I'm making sense with all this. I'm sort of trying to get through fairly fast because there's a lot to show in the game as it sort of starts to develop. As you can see, certain things just unfold, and it's not onerous the way it sort of does it. It's really quite nice. Now, we still have nobody new, but we don't really need the water now. So we can sort of move them off water and maybe back onto food again. That way we're going to have +8 with draining 6. So we're just going to be going ahead very, very slightly. Let's go to our research again. Research is so important. Now we have a couple of different things in through here. We actually have a stall. This is a relaxing stand. And so this one requires hope makers within 1 and heals 3 distress pips with infusion. So we can sort of then make the infusion, and I haven't seen this one before, and this one over through here is a shared table, where if we can make a good meal, we can then actually start to get even more hope, 3 hope, by actually having pips eat the meal with water. But we can't get there just yet. That's 7 turns. I think what we'll do is we'll now go back and have another quick look at construction. Yeah, I'm not too interested in those just yet. Education. Yeah, I won't worry about those. Community we just looked at. I will have to get these fairly soon. Growth. Sorry, the baby next door is crying. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. I think we might go... We might get the tomatoes because we're now heading that way. So let's just go and grab those. That's going to be 7 turns to get that. So we'll end our turn here. So it's now day 12. So we're sort of rattling through the days. The research really is super important. And now that it's taking 7 days, I wouldn't mind having 2 if I can do it. Okay, we've got another one back over here. That gives me 2 pips that are now available. What was the other one used for? Oh, this one's just grown up. In that case, we'll just right-click, make another baby. So we'll just start to build up because we are going to need more people. It's going to take more food, but we'll then actually have the tomato farms and so on and so forth around the place as well. So we'll end our turn here. Again, we can't have more than 40 at this point in time. We have the new baby. Two more turns before we get this event. And so we've got now 2 available. We are going to be wanting to, I think, get another one of these. So I think I'll just go and build another one of them just in here. Oh, here we go. We've got another culture. We do want to get this meeting point, actually. So we need to get that one established. Now this one I should have just checked. So +1 if the dwelling is if a dwelling building is within 1. So if I go and build that one there, for example, they're going to be then, that will then sort of give it a bonus. It won't have the bonus there, but you can see there when I go there, it's got 1 hope and then 2 hope from here. So let's go and build that one there. So one of them will go up and build that one. I think I might grab another one of these while we're here. We're sort of doing okay with this. We're going to have once this baby grows up, we'll be able to get more people. So we'll just go across into services again and just go and get another study. Now the studies like to be right next to dwellings as well. So I can sort of place them anywhere. I'll just place this one in here. All right, end our turn. And then we'll be able to double our research. I'm not going to worry too much about the hope events just yet. We've got the next one coming anyway. We've got 1 more pip available to do other things. Which way should we go? Probably build another of the, so we can sort of build out further again. Let's just go and have another look around. Where should we place this next one? Maybe in there or up in here potentially. This is really good for hunting, actually. I should have possibly sort of looked at that one. Let's just go and create another signpost. That will then sort of give us a lot of that territory up above. And we'll end our turn. So we've now denuded that berry patch as well, so you know we're still doing okay, but we are getting through it. Oh, here we go. This is the event. So the fellow with the orange beard is having some sort of problem. Now, what has happened here? So they will tell us in just a second, I think. Stunned. He's been stunned for some reason. That was a fear event, and he's been turned into a coward. And so he for 3 turns he won't do anything. This is called Forest Cry, which is like an event. This happens pretty regularly with this particular first event. So Low is stunned for 3 days. Fear threat increases permanently by 1, and so Low gained the coward quirk. So he's now become a coward, and he also then is stunned for 3 turns. We can again have a look at the Agepedia. I haven't shown this before, but the Agepedia will then give you information. This is about the actual events. You've got all these different things down the bottom here, from buildings to all sorts of different things. It's a really, really good resource. Anyway, that was the first event that had occurred, and we're now going to have a fear event that will now kick in. So there'll be one on the fear power that we need to overcome with hope, and we do that. Through this particular location here ultimately. Now again, I don't have to rush with what we're doing. In fact, up the top there, the domain's threat is annoying. The domain is sleeping. If awake, the domain will generate 1 fear per day. Okay, so it's still got a little way to go before that starts to happen. Again, we can have a look to see what the actual prophecy is at any time. So we've now just gone past this one. We have this one coming in about 10 days. So we're a little way off. We'll get a warning before it actually does come and hit. We'll just keep on playing. I'll just keep on going actually, and I'll keep on I'm trying to play fast, but I know I'm not. We're going to get the tomato farms next turn. We've still got these. Now this one has got 1 more turn. That's got 5 turns, 5 turns. So we should be okay once we establish the tomatoes in the next turn. We've still got 1 more character that can do things. What I might do is, what should we do? Yeah, there's nothing much up here. I might go up and just secure this up through this other side. Just while we don't have any real plan for what we're doing at this point in time. The baby will come together. If I just press shift, 2 more turns for bowler. Alright, end our turn. Good. Okay, that's good. And still got one more character that can do things. Now we've got one more day. Actually, I didn't put anyone there. I need to have them there. I thought I had them both researching. So we'll just start to sort of get the +2 research now happening through there. We've just that tree there has just gone. We're now on our last berry bushes. If these run out, we're still going to have a supply. But we are now going to be running like it'll be another mouth to feed once we get the last baby. And I'll probably stop at that point as far as growing the village is concerned. Let's just end our turn here. Research completed for the tomato field. Again, we can just read what it says. So it's a food building in a field that produces all kinds of cereals and other herbs. The handyman is required to use it. It's only got 1 hit point. If we dismantle it, we get 4 seeds. To plant, we need to actually spend, the building cost is 5 turns essentially, with 1 water and 3 seeds. That's all fine. Production is going to be then 6 turns with 2 tomatoes, unless it's within 2 of a water maker. So that's why we wanted to sort of have it in there. It is seasonal, so it only comes in spring, summer and autumn. So we're not in the winter. That's why we have to sort of prepare for the winter as well. So we're still in spring. If we want to see what day we're on, we can see the day 18 of spring. And if we go and click on this, we then get to see sort of when summer is coming, 35 days of spring in this instance. So, tomato fields, let's go and build those. If we just go back across, you've got the star now in food. And we now actually have the fields as well as the gathering. So we have the 2 gathering buildings and the field building. And so it's going to take 5 days to plant this. And we're going to need to get a few of these out and about. So ultimately, if I move it to there, I get 4. If I move it up here, for example, I only get 2. So I get anywhere within it says +2 if the water maker was within 1. So if I build it there, I can have multiple, and I will be wanting to start to do this. I'll just build it back over here. So we'll get the tomato farm built on that side. Now we've still got Pips that can't work. He's still down in through here, stunned. I think if we just press shift, only 1 more turn being stunned. This is all good, and then we'll need to get another baby fairly soon as well. Now we need to get. If I try to end my turn, it won't let me because I have to have research going. So we've now got that done. I think we'll go with hunting to supplement our food. So this one here is going to ultimately then give us 3 white meat from hunting. Let's go and end our turn there. We do actually have ailments. There's 1 ailment, which is Lars, of course, which is stunned. So this is the summaries of what we can then go and see. And if we go and open this one up, we'll then find that Lars will, or Low, actually, Low is stunned, but also now a coward. Now the coward increases the probability of fear events, also becomes a preferred actor in such events. So we can get other little random events that do pop up from time to time. We'll go and we'll get a warning that we need to get some hope fairly soon. Alright, they're all going off. We want to get another baby. So we have 2 that aren't working. So we've now got 4 turns for this one to come good. So we don't have to have anyone working in that one just yet. It just takes 4 turns for that to actually happen. I might grab another one, or do we get a baby? I think we might just go and grab another baby while we're here. So they can go back off. So we use the coward. And so they'll actually have a baby together. I'm thinking I really need to get, like I've got 21 wood. I'm going to stop the wood cutter, and I'm going to keep on building more tomato farms because I think that these will be important. Now we've still got 9 of these. We've got 1 more water left, so I'll need to get someone to go back and get the water as well fairly soon. We don't have to have the water operating to get the benefit. With this one, just go back across, tomato field, and just grab another one there. Okay, so that will be done. We'll end our turn there. So it's now been produced. We're going to have 3 that aren't doing anything. We've now used up our water. We've still got 6 seeds. So another baby. Okay, that's fine. And then what we'll do is we will now go back to, we've got 3 now that aren't actually working there. So let's go to the water well and just get, so we can get a bit more water, because we need water to be able to then build this one up. We've still got 2 more. Now we're going to be wanting to get some hope, so let's go and click on that one. So the other 2 will then just go in and sit down there and discuss things. That will then give us two hope. That will then push us back up to 83% at the end of the turn. That's all we need to do there at this point in time. Right, that's good. Here we go. I see an unknown event is coming upon us. The vision is confusing, but there is hope. We can fight it. So we can fight it by doing this. Research is now complete into the hunting tent as well. Okay, that's good. And now they've already got now 2. If we stay on there, we go up to 100%, as it should be a good one. So an unknown event is coming in 5 days. I think I'm going to take them away from there now and use them for other things. We've got this coming in. We're going to need to get even more tomatoes at some point. Let's have a think about this one. Oh, the other thing, we've now finished off this one, so we're now going backwards with our and we've still got 3 of these available to us. What should we do? What should we do? I could build another house potentially, but I think what I'll do is I'm just going to go back into the food areas, and then we actually have the hunting tab now. So we'll grab the hunter in through here. So the hunter can go anywhere if we just hover over it and just read it. So essentially it can hunting critters within 2. So it can actually get all 3 of those. It can get all 4 of those at that location, which is actually very, very good. So let's go and position it there, just so it can actually access all of those. So get that one built, and we then have other research we need to do as well. Let's go back to the research. There's a barbecue. If we get this one through here, +3 if there's a dwelling within 2. Otherwise, it actually creates. We need wood, and we then can, and 1 white meat, and that will then produce 4 cooked meat plus the 3, which will give us a heap. So this is actually susceptible to being burnt, but that's okay. So it's +3 if there's a dwelling within 2. So I think we'll go that way and grab that, because that's then going to really enhance the food that we end up getting. Now I've still got the 2. Maybe we do go back in here and just really make sure we get a 100% chance. Or we do build 1 more. I think I'll build 1 more hut. I'll just build that one up here, I guess. Alright, so got 1 more that can do things. Let's just go back to the seeds. Everyone's eating, and we're chomping through the berries now. We're going to need to get all this food established. Now, we've just run out of berries there. We've got one turn left to be able to then sort of eat. So I'm going to put another of the signposts in here, which will then give me 3 more berries. I can't go anywhere else, really. Oh, by the way, if I right-click on things, I get information about whatever's underneath the whatever we're doing, and I can then go to the to actually look it up, to read the actual Agepedia to see what's going on. Right. Well, we've got this next event coming up in 4 days, which is a fear event. I'll leave it here. I won't actually. It's going to be. We've got the +1 fear here now, so we actually are back to 50-50. We've still got 4 days, so as long as I do it before the 4 days are up, we should be fine. Berries, the tomatoes are now ready for picking. So we're getting +8 now. Like these guys are going off to go and get the berries again. But we can, if we wanted to, go back into here where we get 6 turns with 4 tomatoes, as opposed to these are actually 5 turns with 4 berries. Look, I could just keep the berries going for now. Actually, no, I'll do the tomatoes just so we keep on getting those. So let's just go back. We're running very, very lean there. I might just get you back out and put you there. So we'll just get her working on the tomatoes. That then is going to give us 4 tomatoes coming back in. We also need to have somebody, actually we do have somebody already working there. We do have someone hunting there. So that's all fine. It looks like he's the one that's going to be doing it. This is the coward. We've got no one else available at this point in time. 3 more turns. We're going to have, that one's one, he's coming in 1 more turn. I might just leave that to happen. The water we're doing okay with actually. I'll leave it for 1 turn and then we'll go and have another baby. For this particular village. Or actually, no, we'll go there. So we'll just end our turn there. It's an interesting game of trying to balance the food requirements that you actually have and getting what you need. So we'll just keep on working these tomato patches. Like while the tomatoes are there, I think I might as well go and grab them. And we should see that he will then go and hunt. Pretty sure he's hunting. Yeah, it's just going to take a couple of turns before he then picks up the white meat. 1 more turn and we then get the barbecue, which will be good. We now have 1 character ready to go. Let's just go and undo this one here, and we'll just go back in and sit. Oh, this isn't good. See how we're going? We're actually now losing these by turn. Let's just go and place another one back in there to try to get the hope up. So we're actually getting, it's +1 fear per day. Playing on hard difficulty, this is sort of what happens. So we're almost going to have to keep a couple of them in here the whole time. Which means if I need to get a baby, who can go off and do that? I can grab one of these, and who else isn't really required? I can bring one of those in, because we only need +1, and then we can just go back up into here and have a baby. So that will work. So we're going to be going backwards slightly with our food for now, and then we'll just get it on top. We'll get this one established after that. Yep, everything else is going there okay. Yeah, so we're just trying to push this one forward. Okay, it's now sort of 50-50, but I do need to get characters in there. Research complete on the barbecue. So they're back in there having their conflab. So this will then get us ahead a little bit for when the event does come, just slightly, and hope that we get a good one. We are still not making. We've still got one more turn before we then make the 3 chicken. But we now have 2 available. So we'll go back into getting this one. So we'll get more food, and we'll also go and grab the barbecue. Now the barbecue, if we go back and have a look at this one through here, this is now cooking, where we can actually go and start to create actual food. And so this one here, it's +3 if a dwelling is within 2 and requires the hunting within 2. So I can only build it close to where the hunting one is, but you can see there it's got 7 all the way around here because, except for there, it's 4 there because we're 2 away from a dwelling. But anywhere through here is actually fine. So I'm just going to go and position it here. This will be fine. Actually, I might do it up there. It does. It's susceptible to being burnt, and so if I keep it away from everything else, it shouldn't spread too much. So let's just go and position that one up the top. All right, everyone else has done their job. We just go back into the research again. Now we do actually have a hunter's lodge, a skinning rack, a chicken pen, requires dwelling within 1, holds 3 chickens, but does attract wild events. We've got enough chickens there for the moment. This one here gives us even more. Maybe we'll go to the shared table now. At this point in time, I'm just going to keep these here while we get past this next event. And then we'll get the shared tables and start to sort of get those out and about as well. It's sort of funny how the game starts to ramp up. It becomes interesting and intricate, but it sort of creeps up on you with it. And it's manageable because you're only really dealing, like we're dealing with 8 characters at this stage. We've only doubled what we've got. So we're actually now ahead of what we had there before with our food. Now these will expire, like what these do, but we can just grow them again. Here we go. So we've completed the research barbecue. Test your fate. So we now have to roll. We do have a slight advantage. We've got basically got a 2/3 advantage for this particular roll. So let's go and test it. Where will it be? It's going to be good. Good. Okay, that was a good one. So what happens here? Oh, grows up. Theo's not growing anymore. So instant growth. Okay, a pip child becomes an adult immediately. So this was a good outcome. Instant growth. Perfect. So this will be, if we go to the Agepedia, it will then be in amongst the events. And so this is just another one of the events that didn't show up in through here. It's the first time I've actually had it. So it's not very rare. It's just such a good game. This is such a good game. So anyway, we've got that one through there. Now, if we have a look at the next event coming up, you can see there instant growth is the one that we actually ended up getting. But the prophecies, we've still got a little way to go. But this one's going to come right at the start of summer, this next one here. So that's a seasonal event. I might just get that one back to research. There's no skill sets that these have as such, unless one of them becomes an actual, like gets an actual job. Now we're going to need to still get more of these ultimately. This is now reset. I might just get them off there for now, and we'll go back in and grab another baby. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now the barbecue is going to start to chomp away at the food. Sorry, at the white meat that we should end up getting with the hunter, as well as the wood. But it will generate 7 food per turn, which is fantastic. So we now have the barbecue is now operating, where it will then generate the seven food. So it's going to be +7 food coming in there. It uses only one of these raw white meats to actually go and get that one. The other things are still actually working out okay. So we're going to get ahead of the game here a little bit. We've got 2 that aren't doing anything at this point in time. So these tomatoes have still got 2 turns before that one goes. I might go and build another signpost down in here. Actually, I probably want to get it. Oh God, where do I want it? I can build tomatoes in those 4 locations ultimately. That'll give me 3 of them. That'll do. So just go down and get that one established. We've still got one more that can go and do things. We need to have somebody working on there. So I'll just work on the on getting the trees. In fact, you can see there we're using it one for here and another one for the barbecue. So let's just end our turn here. There they go. Feed everyone. And I won't play for much longer. We've nearly been playing an hour, and but you get a feel for how the game is escalating. I think I'll play up until summer, just so you can sort of see what's going on. So he's barbecuing away. We've now got 7 cooked white meat, and once we get this shared table, that's then going to allow us to then use those meals along with water. Now the water has stopped. We don't have anyone doing the water at this point in time. So I might just go and get a bit more water. Again, we've got a maximum of 40 at this point in time. That can change. I think that these just show the different ways of doing it. And you can also get like zeroed resources showing, which I do want to have shown, just in case we need different things. Okay, that's working. Got a signpost. Yep, that's all okay. No one else is doing anything. Our food is actually, we're doing fairly well. We've now just run out of the tomatoes. Now we have to build these again. Off they go to do their different things. We've got the shared table now. So that will then come in the culture tab. And we do want to get this established, so we'll get that one built. We need to get the tomato plantation. We probably want to get that one established fairly well as well. So let's go and do that. Oh, hang on, we can't do it there just yet. What is that one doing? We may have to till the ground. Oh, there we go. Just replant. Yeah, plant seeds. Let the plants grow. So that will happen. So that one's actually done okay. Still got this baby, which is coming in two more turns. We've still got a few more days. We need to get more research. So with summer, we know we're going to need to get cold. So I'm going to go and start to get this one here. The fan. So I'm just thinking ahead a little bit. We should have a warning about the coming event, I would think, about now. Culture, yeah, the shared table. So this one here, this will give us three hope, and +2 if social building is within 2. So if we build this one right next to here, then we get up to 5 happiness with this particular building. So it needs to be near it requires a dwelling within 2. So let's just go and position it in here. That one will be done. Okay, we'll end our turn, and then we should have the warning now about the coming event. Now the hope won't fix that one up. Actually, maybe it's a bit further on than I think. Oh, here we go. I can feel it in my bones. The next season is coming upon us. Get ready for it. So we now have another aspect that we now have to go and do. So this is actually a season event. Season event arrives within 5 days. You cannot influence the outcome. Event levels depend on the current year. And so basically, if I can get cold protection, so you currently have a 50% chance of obtaining a good event. Based on the current threat, you need 3 more cold to get 100%. So once we get the fan, we're then going to be okay. So let's have another quick look and see what we've got. We've now got 2 of these characters, which now that one's all full. So I probably don't want any more. Let's just go and right click on these, replant that one. Tomatoes are doing okay. I want to get more tomatoes. Now these are water locations as well. I don't think I get the tomatoes. I don't think I get the benefit. No, I've only got 2 because I need to be next to a water. Like there's 4 if I go there. Look, I'll do that. I'll just pop it in there for now. Okay, and then we've got everyone now working. Right, so they'll get fed. So we're getting ahead of the food a bit now, which is good. So I've got that one under control. So the fan is, Pip's designed these fans to provide a bit of cooling against the heat. Pretty ingenious, don't you think? And so it just requires a handyman to operate, and it will just generate 2 production, and it's ×2 if there's a wind event happening at the same time, which there isn't going to be. So we already have one carryover from the research. Memory, he's just remembered, oh, you can actually make large fans as well. So that's one that we just discover as we unlock different things. Education. It's a large study. I might go that way. That way I can sort of just have one person generating the same amount of research that we currently are. Probably should have done that a bit earlier, actually. All right, everything is still going pretty well. There's still, like, the wood is going away because we're building things with it. So we now have this one to generate when we need it, to generate the happiness. We don't really need the water anymore. I've got 3 actually that aren't working. This one's just starting to get more of the white meat. This is actually working out fairly well. We're nearly through with the berries now as well. So the berries are nearly done. I might get another woodworker. Just up in here. So we'll get that one established. We've still got 2 more that can do things. We need to get more seeds, so we can send one of them down there. Yep, so they're just going to be coming at some point. And I might get another water well down in this area, just so I can get another couple on the outside areas of this. Oh, here we go. We've got the actually we've got the cold. We've got the fan. I do want to build this as well. Oh, this requires hemp to build it. In that case, let's go and change this one. Oops, hang on. Just go and change what she's doing and make it hemp and confirm that one, so we can go and start to build that one. So we need the hemp done. So she's just telling her to crack on with it, get working. Where else do we want to go? We're doing fairly well. I can actually just maybe get the extra berries just in case we need them. Let's just go that way. All right, end our turn. Tomatoes are coming. But we're getting on top of our food at the moment. The seasons all change things up, you know, like different things happen in different seasons, but everything is working pretty well at the moment. I can, if I need the space, also get rid of these empty berry trees, because there's a lot of them and we don't really need them as such. All right, so we've now got 2 hemp. That's all we need for building the fan. So if we just go back across into the fan, so we can now build it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter where it gets built. So I might just build it in the middle here somewhere. All right, that's still done. We'll get that one established. Off they go to their different buildings. Telling you how to get on with it, get cranking on that fan. There we go. We're going to end up with a good event here as well. So we're pushing the events in our favour. So I think once you sort of get a feel for the game, it's actually not that bad. Let's just get to the next event, and then we'll call it quits at that point. Oh, we've got the tomatoes we can now start to get as well. Research complete, large study. And memory retrained training. So pips can train to learn new professions. This is sort of like a fairly important one. Upgrading buildings. There we go. So professions. So some buildings require trained professionals to work in them, as pips must be skilled enough with the skills of the trade. Professionals can be identified by their fancy hats. A professional can work in more buildings, but they can still work in basic buildings as well. So they have different sorts of specialists. This is so cool. God, this game is so damn good. Training professionals. So to train a professional, use the train action on a building from its action menu. You'll need a free pip and sometimes a matching tool resource as well. So depending on what they sort of need to then go and do. And upgrading. So you can unlock buildings that are stronger versions of existing buildings. You can build upgraded versions of these buildings on top of the old ones, saving a lot of building resources. So essentially we can sort of get the better buildings. So if we have a look at this, let's go and use the training guys as an example. You've got the shared study. We've now got an even bigger one where we can sort of get even more resources with 2 people working on it. We've got more things down through here, so we need to keep on sort of unlocking things as we go. I might just get the remedy rug. It's only 5 away, so let's just go and grab that one. Let's go and change you, get rid of you from there. Right click. Can we train? No, we can't train. So let's just go and build at that location. So services, we get the large study. Now this is going to take a lot of the wood that we actually had. We've got 2 of them now getting wood, so that's actually okay. So we'll build that one up. Let's end our turn. So we've got this event coming. The cold is now working fairly well. We're sort of ahead of the game here. I might just get her out of there. Not for any great reason, but just maybe we will go and build the... Actually, what have we got? We've got 7 there at the moment. That should be okay. We've got +4 coming in. If we just go back into the food gathering... Oh, hang on, we need to do this. Need to start getting this one in as well, but I'll leave that one just for a minute. Not raw. What's this one here? Gathering, and we'll just get a crude well. So I'll just go and grab it from there. I think. Actually, I only need the one of them anyway. So let's just go and do that. Okay, let's end our turn here. So we're going to get this event coming in. Well, I've gone over an hour. I was only going to play for half an hour or so. We built the large study. This is good. Here comes the event. Okay. Elder had a vision of heat. So summer. So seasonal threat is set to +1 to 1 plus the year. So there we go. So traits are nothing. Consequences in 5 days. So this is okay. I mean, if we have a quick look at summer, it's basically just going to tell us that it's the heat domain. It comes every year. So we now have summer. I like the change in the lighting actually on the map. Looks good. Summer is finally here. Yeah, the heat is harsher during summer to be sure to fend off the domain. So we need to, when a new season starts, plants that match the season will be restocked. Use this to your advantage, so we'll get the berries back. So here they come again. So we can actually now just keep on grabbing those berries. So we witness summer. This is awesome. And we can just keep on getting the berries as they come in as well. So we're sort of getting ahead of the game here a little bit with everything. I will play. Actually, we've got this. What's this next event? What's this next event that's coming? Oh, this one here. I'll play to this one, and then we'll just go from there. So we're getting +1 from the threat. I think I'll just go back in and place the other person in here at this stage. Now I do need to get more things happening. We've got enough hemp there, so I'm going to get her off from there. We'll build another building. Another dwelling. Yeah, I'll just build it up in here somewhere. Right, now this could become a dangerous place for fires and things breaking out with what's going on. it's one of these games you just want to. It's like so fast to play. It's very, very cool the way it does sort of play out, and it's different every time you do play it. Like even the layouts sort of change what you end up doing. Okay, so that's all good. No more things we can do there just yet. Oh, we don't have anyone working in there. Well, you can work in there. Oh, we need a thinker available. So we need to train a professional. So he'll go across and train there. So we'll get him trained. Yep, so we'll leave that one off for now. Get this cool events. Now this is already it's one there at the moment. Let's just get it up a little bit higher. Although, do we want to do that? Yeah, I'll leave that until that one's built. So this one is training. There we go. What sort of hat is he going to get? It's got like a little headband. So if we have a look and see what's actually going on there, so we built another cabin. Yes, this is going up each day. Let's just go and get rid of you from there. Oh, we need not enough free pips. Who else do we have that we can use for that? The wood is actually okay, so I'll just use you. All right, have a baby. And then this is our worker with the little headband. So he is, and this is, if we just press shift and hover over, this is PC. If you all can see who PC actually is. So that is Stylo, Bolter, Zedo, Dio. Sorry, must be further up. PC at the top. And so PC is a thinker. That's his job. So with their fancy hats, they thought they were the smartest in the village. Let them dream, I said. So so basically that's what their profession is. So you need a thinker to actually work in that particular location. In fact, does that show us that? Art study. Yeah, requires a thinker. There we go. So it's got that one in there. Okay, and oh, we don't want the water anymore, so we'll just get you off there. I forgot about that. So we've still got one more that can then go and do things. I might just go and get them getting more tomatoes. We can build the tomatoes in around this one as well next. So we can certainly sort of get on top of everything that we require. So we've got the building blocks of everything that we need in here. Only got 3 more turns for this event. We'll just see what the event actually does bring. Go back to getting more wood. Go that way. We've still got one more. Now we're still, I'll just go back to there, just make it so we have 100% good things happening from the summer. I should have let it go just to see what happens if you get bad things. So we're leaving a few of these without anyone actually picking anything. So one more turn. Remedy rug is now been found. And we'll just go back across. We then have up memory retrieved. So the pharmacist stand has now been retrieved, requiring a healer. And new ailment, they can now get sick as well. And a healer's hut has been retrieved as well. So we've got these different things now sort of coming through. So the pharmacist stand does require, we haven't got any of these built. Construction-wise, got the stone gatherer. I might grab that one. It's 15, actually 15 turns for that. Maybe we'll go back to cultivation and pick up the tilled soil. That then allows me to then grow hemp fields as well as other sorts of crops. Although if I get this one here, the herb picker, I'll just get the herb picker. Requires woods terrain, which we've got a fair few of those on the map. So, one more turn. Here we go. We're going to get this event. And at this stage, it's all happy days. It's all going to be good. So we'll just end our turn here. food is really doing very, very well. Here it goes. What's going to happen? Memory, that was the memory. That's okay. So what's happening in here? Oh, we found a whole heap of hemp. Lucky harvest. So the village gained 6 hemp. So that was actually a good one for us. Look, I'm not going to keep on playing because I could keep on playing and playing, but it's you get the idea of the game anyway. So we've still got the big bad event. I'll leave that for you guys to sort of find out for yourselves what happens in through there. But that was good. So this is now all reset now that the event has actually occurred. The next one is coming up. Well, it's actually coming up fairly soon, but look, I'm going to stop. I'm well and truly over the hour with this one here. Although, it wouldn't be bad, would it? Although I'm going to have to start to consider more things as we sort of get into it. Look, I will call it quits here. Anyway, I really think this is a great little game. It's fun. You don't get super attached to your individuals, but you do get a feel for them over time. I think you could, if you sort of, if I was playing slower, I could actually get more familiar with who they are and what they do, what their quirks are. I think playing a long game of this would actually allow them to come to the fore more often. But it's a very, very charming game. For a little sort of almost like a random sort of city builder, but the buildings do chop and change, so you don't know exactly what you're going to have, what opportunities you're going to have to get food, even with the thinking, like these guys have to be right next to it. Other times they have to be away from absolutely everything. So you just got to plan for all that ahead. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.